One of the things that we do as adults is move from one house to another, whether it is for work or studies or moving in with a partner. We move out of our hostels after college and into the city for work. This can be quite challenging and overwhelming as there are a lot of factors to consider and plan which can make or break your life balance. In this two-part video series, we are going to address that. In part 1, I will discuss 15 things that you need to consider while looking for accommodation options. In part 2 of this video, I will share the pros and cons of different accommodation options which are available in India in the metro cities so you can make an informed decision and pick the one which suits your wants, needs and goals. Moving day can often be bittersweet. In order to avoid the added stress that comes with the unknown territories of living in a new place, as a millennial, I would suggest it is best to plan and prepare well in advance. Especially now, with the work from home acting as our new normal, our living space is a very important part of our life, where we will be spending most of our time, whether it is working or doing other activities of leisure. It is therefore of utmost importance that we make this decision correctly in order to avoid a stress-free environment and have a very pleasant move-in and living experience in whichever place it is that you plan to move next. So let's now get started with this video with 15 things you should keep in mind before moving to a new place. Hello and welcome to the Millennial Lifestyle Fix. My name is Nishma and this is my very first video on YouTube. Now that we are in January 2021, many of the bigger IT companies are still allowing work from home, but the smaller companies and startups have requested their employees to come back to the metro cities, and with this we will also be seeing a lot of people coming back to metro cities including Bangalore and looking once again for accommodation options. This is a vicious cycle that keeps on going on. So this is where my video comes in and I'm going to guide you on what are the things that you need to keep in mind before choosing your next accommodation option. I have been living and working in Bangalore for the past 2 years, and in these 2 years I have changed over 4 accommodation options. I've gone from living in a PG to living in a shared Nestaway Flat to having my own 2 BHK and then again moving to a shared flat through Flat and Flatmates, Bangalore. So I have a lot to say in terms of what are the things which you need to keep in mind before finalizing an accommodation option, as well as the pros and cons of each of these different types of accommodations. So let's get started with the video. Here are the 15 things that you need to keep in mind before finalizing your next place. Whether it is going to be a shared one or your own place, all of these will still stand true. Starting with point number 1, which is the ease of transport and communication. The distance from your place of accommodation to the main road as well as the closest bus stop and metro station is very important, because in the end you will be going to the office and this will be important in your daily commute as well as helping you save money if it is closer. This will also be a determining factor for the rent, because if it is closer to a bus stop or metro, it will probably be of higher cost compared to a place which is very far. Number 2 is to check if there is available grocery stores, kirana stores or supermarkets close to the area where you are planning to stay, because this will help you in getting your daily essentials as well as groceries sorted. Point number 3 is how good is the phone network in the area, whether it is Airtel or Jio. Make sure when you go for a visit, you check whether you have phone network in the place where you're planning to stay, because many times it might not have network and then you might have to go ahead and change your SIM card because of that. Point number 4 is to see how easy it is for you to get access to a cab to your place, whether it is Uber or Ola. If it is a very remote location or far off inside, the cabs might not want to come, and if they do, they might charge a very hefty fee. So please make sure to check on that. Next on the list is to check the closeness of any hospital or clinic to your place of accommodation in case of emergencies. Point number 6 is to see the direction of sunlight and sunset in the place of your accommodation, because this is very important, especially in your bedroom, kitchen as well as make sure there is good ventilation and windows in place. Point number 7 is on the rent and deposit. Point number 8 is to find out if there is any move-in, move-out cost, any one-time setup cost. It is very important to have clarity in all of this. Also, if the rent is going to change after a few months, you need to know that and make sure you have all your finances in place. Point number 9 is any utility cost or any cost of furniture which is rented. It is important to know how much does the Wi-Fi, maid, cook, gas, electricity or any other utility bills that you may have. You need to know what is going to be the cost of that and how it is going to be divided. Point number 11 and 12. Talking about electronics, it is important to know when the last servicing was done. If any servicing is due or coming up, you need to plan for that in advance in order to know who is going to be paying for it. Also, make sure that if you're checking the bathroom, you're checking if all the taps are working in the room, if all the switches are working, and if anything needs to be fixed, get that fixed right away. The next point is the rules of the house. If you're allowed to have guests over, what are the timing, whether they can stay overnight or not, for how long. All of these things need to be discussed. Whether the society allows guests or not, what are the timings which the society allows, because many times the society might have their own rules and regulations which you will need to follow. Coming to point number 13, which is about personal preferences. Whether someone is a vegetarian or non-vegetarian, is okay with smoking or having someone having alcohol in the house or not, all of these are points that need to be discussed. If someone is a pet owner or loves pets, if those are allowed in the house or not, all of these are points that you need to discuss with your flatmates prior to moving in. Talking about food preferences, we come to our point number 14, which is whether you have food delivery easily available to your house location or not. Whether Zomato, Swiggy, Uber Eats or any of these deliveries are easily coming to your place or not is something you definitely need to check out. The last and final point in this list is plug points. We all know how important plug points are, and if there is only one plug point in your room, that might become a very big disaster, especially if you are working from home and need to connect your laptop and all sorts of things. So please make sure to check where are the plug points and if you need to get more or get extension. This is the PG room where I moved first when I came to Bangalore. The rent was 6,600. This was my bed and this was the cupboard I got. I then moved into a Nestaway Flat. This was my room. The rent was around 12,200. I had a single room, more spacious cupboards, which I was very thankful for, a single bed, but the only problem I faced in this apartment was that the bathroom was sharing for 3 people and I thought I could get a better deal for 12,000. So I finally decided to pack up again after around 9 months and move to a new place which was very close to my Nestaway apartment, just 1.5 kilometers away. So I was pretty familiar with the area by that time. I decided to pack everything, take a porter and move all my stuff to this 2 BHK house. This was the sitting room and this was the dining room and the kitchen as well. Then I finally moved. I moved again as I no longer needed the 2 BHK space, and this is how my room looked like the day I moved in, and this is where I currently stay. Now I want to know all the stories that you have faced while searching for an accommodation or a shared flat in Bangalore or any other metro city so that we can share and swap our stories. Go ahead and leave those in the comments below. If you found this video useful and informative, go ahead and like this video. Also make sure to subscribe to my channel, The Millennial Lifestyle Fix, as well as hit that notification bell so every time I upload a video you get notified. Be sure to share this video with your friends who would be looking for accommodation so that it can be of some use and help to them. Thank you for watching. This is goodbye from me, Nishma Khetia, until the next week on the same day where you will find another video from my side. Bye bye and take care.